UFC 316 going down this Saturday. We have a rematch for the bantamweight belt. Merab is defending his belt versus Sean O'Malley. And I'm here for it, man. I mean, I think it's gonna be a good rematch. I think Sean O'Malley is focused, kind of quit the bullshit. So I'm here for it, man. But the card's it's been getting a lot of hate, but I think it's going to turn out to be a solid fight night. This card is low key. There's some spots here for some violence here for this card, so I think it's gonna be good. But welcome everybody to another episode of Worth the Wait MMA. I'm your host Aries, and joining me for this breakdown for this card, he joins me on the big pay-per-view cards. The man behind the camera. What is up, Drew?
Man, what's going on? We got a fun couple weeks ahead of us, man. We got two huge pay-per-views. This one, you said, man, the closer we're getting, the more I'm getting hyped for it.
For this one?
Yeah, for this one. Obviously, the end of the month. I mean, forget about it. We'll get there. We got time.
June is June. So June we have two pay-per-views, one this Saturday and the one at the end of the month, last Saturday of the month, which is International Fight Week. But June has some really great main events, some great fights happening this month.
We got Usman and Buckley next weekend.
Please, Buckley. I've never been so big of a Buckley fan, but
hey, you're not wrong, man.
And then we have
we have
a low-key banger at 205. We have Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree.
And again, if you didn't see, and you know what, I'm one of the biggest Jamal Hill haters publicly on this platform on X, but he did earn a little bit of respect after the Yuri fight.
Yeah,
he had heart in the Yuri fight. Still went out like he goes out though. But also, man, Khalil earned so much respect from the Poatan fight, man.
Yeah, dog. Had Poatan hurt, had him rocked a little bit, landing some big shots on Poatan.
That was kind of scary hours first time for me for Poatan.
Yeah, that first round I was like, what's up? Hey, yo, chill.
Like Salt Lake was acting kind of goofy, man. But that I'm curious to see. That's his first time back.
It is.
And also one of my new 2024 made me put me on notice, and 2025 has been like I've really my man Bahamondes, baby. He's on that card, bro. Ignacio Bahamondes. That's my dude, man. I fucks with that dude heavy. So I'm looking forward to watching him fight too. Obviously, the week before we get the, I mean, yeah, Ilya and Charles and KKF and Pantoja. Yeah,
I don't know. Kai Car France giving me some vibes, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. I can't sleep on that power, but he's giving me some vibes with the interview he just did about his culture, and I don't know, bro. It's kind of giving me some vibes. I don't know. But before we get into UFC 316, I do want to recap that god awful card last week.
Ooh.
UFC Vegas 107 that happened in the Apex, the Blanchfield and Barber fight that was supposed to happen. It was barely hanging on by a thread before Saturday started, and then when Saturday came, we lost the main event literally right before the walkout.
Yeah, that was the weird part, right? Was y'all knew before that?
It's like, what are we doing all night? Like, are we just like, oh, let's wait to see if Macy can, warm up as the night goes on? But
that was weird.
Are we serious? Right before the walkouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a spoiler to an already bad card, but that sucked. But I do want to recap how I did. I did go 6-3 for my picks. Not I don't think that's bad based on how bad that card was. And
yeah,
I'm gonna talk my shit on the two underdogs that I got right because no one was picking them and they were getting a lot of disrespect. Elise Ardeline, I put one unit on her to win by decision. I mean, it's women's MMA, and then Elise Ardeline is someone who, yeah, is not the best fighter, but she tries, right? She even looked better training, and she lost a lot of weight, and she just looked physically better. And then the stylistic matchup for her in this fight. It just happened to work out for her. She got a striker and she showed off her striking. And the the line was plus 300 for her to win by decision. I put one unit on there, and that basically just put me over. And yeah,
We'll say that's gonna take care of your night.
plus 3 units,
That's gonna take
3.3
care of your
units.
night.
After that bet hit, I did put together like a 3 fighter parlay. That didn't hit, but with still losing that, I still had a good night. So at least Arlene, man, who would have thought? And then I do want to point out Brahima, who choked out Billy Ray
Oh
Golf.
man, the way he cranked that. Woo! I had people at the bar. I was pointing out to him. I was like, "Hey, watch the way he cranks this," and that boy readjusted.
Readjusted.
That was the nasty part to me. Was I was like, "Hey, watch it, readjusted," and this, yak.
It almost like it looked like he snapped his neck in half, almost type stuff.
Oh,
it was scary. But Brahimaj was getting no love all week, and people were just kind of on the Billy Ray Golf stuff, and I was like, I don't know. I'm seeing Brahimaj kind of grow each fight, and he's getting better. And of course, he's working with Bilal and working out with Bilal. But he's growing skill wise, and I think Brahimaj just it sucks that I didn't put a bet on it, but I got it right, so that's all that matters to me. So yeah, I gotta talk my shit with those two picks.
Hey, can we real quick to go back because we haven't touched that since JDM won the belt, right? Which I mean, congrats, because that's been your boy for a minute. Like that's it happened quicker than anticipated.
It really did.
So Bilal's been making the rounds, right? I just heard this today. JDM's coach came out and was woofing about how he's pissed off at Bilal because Bilal hasn't mentioned JDM once in interviews he's doing. How he's just saying, "I didn't follow my game plan. I went rogue. I was stubborn and I decided to strike with him instead of." Have you heard him talk about this?
I haven't.
Oh, really?
No.
Bilal has openly admit since the loss that he just threw the game plan out the window. And that he just, because you remember how he was saying, "I'm not going to wrestle him," and he did it. So he's coming out and he's been saying it. He's been on podcasts. I think it wasn't with Aaron. Him and Aaron don't like each other, but he's been on a couple of podcasts where he's talked about how he feels the reason he lost is because he didn't follow the game plan. The game plan was to take down JDM and to wrestle him and to just grind him, much like we thought he would do. Because why wouldn't that be the game plan? But instead, he went rogue and wanted to prove a point and got his shit split and his belt taken. And now JDM's coach was talking today about how, he feels disrespected because he hasn't mentioned Jack one time. And it's like, brother, you won the fight. Why do you care? Well, I was just making excuses out here. Like, let him make excuses. You have the belt, bro. You have the Islam fight.
But I want to ask you, how much do you think changes because Jack was stuffing the takedowns that he was attempting, though? Like,
look,
do you think a lot changes? Do you think?
I don't. I mean, so the reason why I asked is because you brought up the coaching factor of Bilal, right? And we've talked about it before on Wax, how we think he's a great coach, and it's showing in results, right? With his fighters that he's quartering. And that's where it confuses me because clearly you have a coach's mind. You're still a fighter, but you still can put on the hat of a coach, and think like a coach, so you can move on the fly too in there. So that might have been it, but I also think it was just more of a pride thing.
I think pride got to him. I think maybe social media played a part in it of hearing the fans saying, "This guy's boring.
Absolutely.
We don't want him as champion." I think it got to him, and he wanted to put on an exciting fight, and it cost him.
Brother, I'm still fully convinced that's why GSP got out what he did. GSP ain't built like that, man. He came along in the perfect time for his fighting style.
Absolutely.
And his I don't want to call it like mental frailty, but like I don't think he would fare well with some of his performances. Like, you know what I mean? That's my invitation to GSP. Not like I think he would have. I think socials would have just crushed. It'd have been the same, you know. You'd had the people that he's the most dominant, blah, blah, blah. And then you had people like this dude just humped him for 5 rounds. This guy's boring. This guy's whack. He threw one head kick in his whole career. Like, he's not exciting. He's not great. And like, he strikes me as the type that would be all seeing that, like Bilal is. Except Bilal is so knuckleheaded that he just goes out and throws out the game plan and doesn't realize that doing that you just justify what everyone says, that you're a fake champion and that you should have never been champ because you didn't even defend your belt, dummy.
Mm.
And I guess I was wondering, like, is there any level of you that respects that? The admission of it, the doing it, the anything, or do you like? Because part of me is like, yeah, that's, I guess, but also like, bro, shut up. Sounds like an excuse that you're not the champ anymore. Yeah, you got respect, but like, bro, I'd rather be called the champ and called boring.
And that's the part. Like, I would say let the people talk and just stick to what you know and what you do better and how you've been winning these fights.
Let them talk about me as the champ, bro.
Exactly. I mean, let them hate all they want. You're still the champ, and you're still like, yeah, dude. Like,
let them hate that I gave them Islam and Ilya. Okay,
like, I would love to see that version of Bilal versus another wrestler, and like, you have the background of wrestling, so strike with the wrestler next time your next opponent or whatever. You know, like
that's just the final touches on that, and we'll get into this. Sorry to derail, but that's one of the. I hope that's no matter what happens with Usman and Buckley, I hope we get Usman and Bilal next.
I do too.
I think that'd be fun, and I think it'd be win or loss.
I do too
for Usman. I think it'd be perfect.
I do think that fight is it should have been happening, but yeah, never
and
did.
Now that we have like a little history of, there's allegedly footage of Usman trying to get Gangster in the studio and Bilal being very unbothered. Like,
And with the new faces that the 170 division is it's on fire right now. Welterweight is on fire. The youth is here.
And they took again with JDM. They took over quick, real quick.
And I hate to call them like old, but the OGs, the older faces of that division, they get to finally meet which is Bilal and Usman, and fight. Yeah, man, 170 is on fire. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yes.
Anything else?
No. Let's get into this card, man.
All right, UFC 316 going down this Saturday in New Jersey.
Yeah, Newark,
Jersey. They're not gonna know that.
I mean, that's a home of just some of the greatest of
battle rappers,
current and all time.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to admit it, but it's
Jersey.
It's a hotbed, Jersey.
All right, Joe. Let's start off with the first fight of the night. We have Marquel Medeiros versus Mark Chowinski. So Medeiros was supposed to fight last week's card. He pulled out because he was sick, which is kind of giving me, I don't know how I feel with the quick turnaround. I don't know if he was just faking it because he was fighting Balaji Oki last week until he pulled out. Oki won his fight last week and he looked pretty good. So, and this is not the first time that Marco or Medeiros has done this. He's done it another time before of him pulling out the week of and then rebooking quickly after, and he won his fight and looked good. So I don't know what's going on with Medeiros, but it's kind of giving me some not good vibes for him being sick, if he is being true to that, and getting a quick turnaround, and he has to cut weight again. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that, but the skill is there. The stand-up is there. He does a good job when he's taken down to get back to his feet. But with fighting this guy, Mark Chowinski, looking at the film here, this man is a jiu-jitsu guy. 8-0. 5 of those wins are by sub. And looking at the tape, he does have some good. He has some striking. He's not just a one-sided jujitsu guy. There's some striking to him, but with how often that I've seen Medeiros give up his back, I know he's scrambling to get to his feet, but to give your back up to a jujitsu guy is not good at all.
I mean, three of his subs are rear naked chokes.
Yes, and that's that's what I'm saying. So I know Medeiros has striking, but in some fights that I've seen watching tape on this week, he was taken down and he gave up his back. Now I know he was against the cage, but you never know with a jujitsu guy who can just jump on your back and just stay there, and you can wear the weight, get you tired. And when someone who was tired and who was sick last week and now has to cut weight again, mm, it makes me question a lot about him being the favorite this week. What I'm seeing is a minus 200 betting line. So the striking is there, and I don't think Marchewinski is completely out of the game when it comes to the striking game. I think Medeiros. I feel like I expect so much of Medeiros, but he kind of meets the underline and doesn't really quite meet my expectations of what I think he can be. And he's not like fighting good opponents. I don't think. I know Marchewinski is making his UFC debut here. Um, I'm I'm coming out swinging. I'm going to take the underdog here. I'm going Mark Chawinski to make Medeiros kind of wear his weight a lot and just grapple. And Mark Chawinski did show some good time takedowns. Medeiros does throw, but he does kind of over lunge and overextend. And I think he's there to be taken down. It's not like his takedown defense is amazing. So I think Mark Chawinski's jujitsu and just his grappling game is going to play a big factor. I think Chawinski either gets a sub or this goes to decision here, but he's already underdog at plus 180 that I see on ESPN. So I'm going with the underdog shot here on the UFC debut. I'm not confident in it, but stylistically, what I'm seeing on tape, I'm going with the underdog.
I mean, and you're sitting Medeiros coming off of air quotes being sick. If he was really sick, then that coupled with, like you said, a jujitsu guy who doesn't even necessarily need to do damage, but just makes you wear his weight. If you've been trying to rehydrate or kind of walk that fine line of coming off a sickness while keeping the weight low, like he might not be at full strength. He might not be 100% again if he was really sick. Either way, it works to the advantage of Chawinski, like you said, wearing the weight, mental lapses, just not having the strength, wearing down. To again, like you said, either a submission or just a boring decision. But either way, a win for Chawinski.
Yeah. And let me just build my case a little bit more with Chawinski. So his last fight, which was in March this year with Ramirez was a striker. He was throwing bombs on Chawinski. Chawinski was covering up. I feel like some of that power that the shots that Ramirez was throwing still kind of got through. Chawinski was throwing back though, and he wasn't backing down. He was no punk to Ramirez throwing some big haymakers early in that fight. And Ramirez was like stalking Chawinski in that fight. Chawinski found the takedown and submitted him in the first round. And I just don't. If this fight does go like that, I still believe in Chawinski to be capable to throw some offense, some striking, but also find those takedowns and maybe find that back of Medeiros. So I know people are very high on Medeiros. He's been in the UFC already, but we're getting a new debut fighter here. But stylistically, what I see on film, I'm going Mark Chawinski to win his UFC debut. I'm gonna go by submission, and that's my underdog number one. Coming out swinging.
Mm-hmm.
Next fight, we have a very exciting fight here. Quillen Salkild versus Yanel Ashmose. So Quillen is a very young prospect coming out of Australia. He's very, very exciting. He has a very exciting, kind of well-rounded skill set here. But what I don't like about Salkild is he does get hit a lot for my liking. and someone with the power of Yanel Ashmo's, it could be dangerous for Southgate here, especially at a minus 600 that I'm seeing is insane. Insane lines. There's no way, bro.
This is a wild range of like you can get him at some offsites at minus 391, and you can also get him as high as minus 650. ESPN has him right now, and that's been bet down to minus 650, so it was even higher than that.
It's too crazy, and someone as a big of a favorite like that, who I don't think deserves that line, there's definitely a shot here for Yanel Ashmos to win this fight. So let me just explain. Like, Yanel has power in his hands. The only loss that he has in his UFC career so far is to Chris Duncan. And in that fight, he broke his arm in the first round and still was able to get that fight to a decision. He lost, but you see the toughness and that this man has, and for him to kind of battle a good fighter who is kind of on a little run right now with Chris Duncan with one arm is kind of crazy. I know people look at the height and the reach advantage for in this fight with Southkill.
Mhm.
I get it, guys, but he is not defensively sound when he's striking. He is hit. He gets hit a lot, and we saw that in the Dana White Contender Series fight. Like, Gage Young was landing some good shots on Southkill. And I think what plays a part in this line being so wide is him coming off that a few seconds first round knockout that he just came off of someone who shouldn't be in the UFC, and Jubilee. And I think the UFC is just trying to push that India market with Jubilee, but it's just not working out with Jubilee. And I think this is what is pushing that line to be so wide, is that knockout that's so fast. But don't get it twisted. Jubilee is not UFC quality. Yanel Ashmos has fought the better talented fighters, and he is 2-1 in the UFC. And I think he has the power to put out this young kid here. Now, what I hope happens is I hope Yanel Ashmos is forward and he is dictating the fight with his striking. He can't get caught up in just being a counter striker, and giving the space to his opponents and kind of just being, matching their pace or trying to be a counter striker. I think Ashmos has to push forward and just go at his own pace and just be first in this fight. Again, I'm coming out swinging. I'm going with underdog here.
Ooh, that's a juicy dog.
And I do like the young kid in Southkill. I do like him, but I think Yanel Ashmos is being slept on, and for the wrong reasons. And I think there's too much value in the stylistic matchups here. I'm going Yanel Ashmos by decision.
So my book is Caesars, plus 400. Same with MGM, ESPN and Circa are plus 425. Overseas, Betway is one of the overseas books, the big overseas. They have plus 350. FanDuel and DraftKings plus 410. Like that's a juicy dog pause to start. The card, like that's throwing two real big dogs.
It's crazy, guys. I know. I definitely know. But people would call me crazy if I were to break down last week's card and say I'm going at least Arlene and I'm going Brahimaj.
They talk that shit.
I would have got the same shit you guys are saying right now. But look what happened. They won. So I'm not going off lines. Lines do not dictate where I'm going with my picks. I know there's a lot of people who break down or who are in this space of breaking down fight cards, and I think the lines really dictate where they go, not me. So I'm just saying.
You just threw out a plus 1225 to start off the first two fights in the card if you handcuff it. All right.
Yeah,
just saying.
Man, just
saying. No pressure. But
this is a prove it. I gotta see it from Quellen Southkill. So we'll see. Next fight, we have Jekka Saragi versus Zhou Sang Yu. South Korea. So this guy, Yu, is training with Korean Zombie.
Uh,
He is fighting under the Korean Zombies promotion,
mhm.
and looks like Korean Zombies in his corner, cheering for this guy. And watching tape on you is he looks like a fun fighter to add to the 145 division. He has that confidence almost like I know I'm better than all these fighters I'm fighting in this regional scene. But um, again, great skill set, but he does not. He gets hit a lot. His chin is there to be hit, and Jekka does throw power. I think Jekka's going to unload a lot of overhand rights here, but Jekka losing to Jubilee, who we just said, who got knocked out in that last fight I broke down, and Weston Wilson, who I think is absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, man. Catching some strays here. I'm sorry, but those two losses alone, I'm not sure Jekka should be here.
Mm.
I get he's a wild striker and he may create some fun moments in fights, but um, I think this fight is most likely going to end quick, and I may look at the under here. You he's a nice striker, and I think he's going to find the knockout here. It's not like Jekka's chin is strong as well. So yeah, man. Give me Joe Sang Yu to win his UFC debut. And we may see Korean Zombie in his corner this weekend, which will be great. But
Always great to see him around. Yes.
yeah, man, I think Joe Sang Yu he's going to open up a lot of eyes, and with his fighting style and with the impressive knockout win, I think he is going to kind of be a highlight this Saturday. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, give me Joe Sang Yu to win his UFC debut by knockout. And I do like the under here for this fight. I'm sure it's at 1.5. It is. So yeah, I do think so. Jekka's too wild and too exposed. So someone's gonna go out, and I think Jekka's gonna go out. Let's go. Let's work our way up. The last fight of the early prelims, we have Ariane Da Silva. That name still messes me up a little bit. I still want to say a Lipsky.
It's funny because
Shout out Lipsky, man.
that's what it's listed as on the betting site.
Oh yeah, yeah. Da Silva versus Wayne Kong. Now, me and Wayne Kong, I've been trying so many ways to fade this girl. But she's looking like the real deal. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. The power, she looks like a bully in there, but the confidence that is just oozing out of her performances and just the way she carries herself. I know people may cringe at the Joker makeup at the weigh-ins. I get it, guys, but she's backing it up with some good performances so far. I know she lost to Fernandez, I think.
Yeah, Fernandez. Yeah, she got choked out.
And I think she was chasing that knockout, what she is so much known for, of finishing her fights really quick. She did run into someone who is tough and can take that punishment. I think she just punched herself out and she was tired. So I get it, but she followed it up with the Bruno Brazil win, which I think she learned from her loss, and she looked good against Bruno Brazil, which I'm so sad because Bruna,
really
there's someone Bruna I want to get behind and like cheer for her, but man, she makes it hard. So I do think Wayne Kong is good. And this is going to be a big fight. This is a good name for her. And Ariane Da Silva. Da Silva is kind of like a OG in the women's flyweight division. She's kind of been around for a little bit. This is the last fight on her contract, I believe. So she is fighting for her, hopefully, extension here. But so my thing with Da Silva is, if she is getting bullied and she outmuscled and outworked, she just crumbles, man. And you see that confidence kind of breaking her, and like she doesn't bounce back well from that. And I think the way Kong kind of fights, really dominant and just a bit too
predatory, like you said,
yeah.
going for the finishes. I mean that.
She has that killer instinct, man.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think now De Silva's nickname is
The Queen
Queen
of
of
Violence.
Violence, but goodness gracious, man, we just don't see it enough. So I'm gonna go Wayne Kong here. I think she's gonna look good in this performance. And I know people look at the striking, but she does also have a good ground game as well. And it's kind of the same thing for De Silva when it gets to the ground and she's not able to have her way or get on top position and do work. She just kind of accepts being on her back and just she's not able to get back to her feet. So I don't like the line here, but I like the favorite. I think the favorite is right. I'm gonna go Wayne Kong to win. Mm, I don't know if I'm gonna have her finish De Silva, but if I had to pick a way for Kong to win, I may go knockout, but it's not something I'm confident in. So I think you should stay away from this fight altogether.
I was gonna say the last two fights are more of like you know, they're like condiments or toppings or something. Like it's just
Mm.
you can add it if you want, but you don't need it. Like it's fine the way it is. You don't need steak sauce on good steak. You can just leave it alone. But if you need something to sprinkle on top of or attach to one of your cars that you feel strong about to boost something, yeah. Because man, yeah, there's some there's some
There's
heavy faves on this card.
disgusting
Like
lines.
co-main events is nasty work. And I
Yes.
fully agree with it, by the way, but it's nasty work.
Yeah, discussing lines. So this may just be an opportunity to find a prop city over here with this card, but I already gave out
Doesn't say you
some
got some
big dogs
strong
already.
dogs,
So
man. You got strong
we'll
dogs,
see.
bro.
Next fight. This is a new fight that was added on this week. Actually, we have Chaos Williams versus Andres Gustafsson. So Andreas Gustafsson was another fighter that was supposed to fight this last week in the Apex card, but his opponent Trevin Giles fell and hit his head, and that fight was called off. So he was moved to this card, and because Chaos Williams' opponent dropped out, so they just put this match together just to fill out the pay-per-view card. I'm not mad at it. I think this could be an entertaining fight because Gustafsson just kind of presses forward. He puts his head down and he just kind of puts his head in the middle of your chest and just kind of is a dirty clinch boxer. He does a lot of work in the clinch. That's kind of how he won his Dana White Contender Series fight is punishing the body in the clinch and landing uppercuts. He did that for like how long does this fight go? 2 rounds. So yeah, he basically did that for the whole fight, and his opponent just couldn't get off the fence, and Gustafsson was just an animal. But but with Chaos though, Chaos is very frustrating if you are rooting for him or betting on him to win, because I feel like he has like underperformed in a lot of his performances. I feel like I haven't seen that growth
Mm.
in Chaos's game that I've been wanting to see because I thought he was a good prospect, but things are not changing. He's still say the same fighter and still doing the same tricks. And so, sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't. If this fight goes to the ground, if Gustafsson chases the takedowns, which I don't see, but it could happen. Chaos, yeah, he can work his way to his feet, but he just loads up on his punches and tries to find that one hit, and it just does not work out for him. But so I have in my notes Chaos Williams to win, but I do not feel confident in that at all. This may be a pick where I post my final picks on my social medias, and it's a different pick from what I say right now. But yeah, I still got to sit on this one. I may just have to hear other people that I like in the space and just hear their opinion on this fight. It may just sway me to another side, but for right now, for this video, I will pick Chaos. But you just have to follow the socials, guys.
Are they fighting this 70 or 85? Do you know?
I
It's
think
70, right?
yes, it is
Yeah.
70.
All right.
Yeah, welterweight. So,
Yeah.
again, Chaos has some good power, but it's just I don't know. I just don't know how good this Andres guy is.
Yeah.
He did make a joke on his social media saying he was going to go full retard, and
Jesus Christ.
yeah, I haven't said that word in a long time. Actually, sorry.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, just the whole.
And
it's
that
just-
scene.
I watched that movie like 2 weeks ago for the first time in a long time. And all I thought was, man, there's no way they could do this today,
my
man.
gosh.
This movie is so fucked up, but like also genius too. But it's just funny that like in 2025 that he would post that and like, man, MMA gets away with a lot, man. Let me
They
tell
really
you,
do.
these MMA fighters, they.
Man, shout out Ben Stiller and the whole cast for putting together one of my
Robert
favorite
Downey
comedies. Man.
Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Oh my goodness.
Even the last time Brandon T. Jackson was popping, Roll Bounce, Mr. Roll Bounce, like.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Go check out Tropic Thunder if you haven't watched it.
Oh gosh, man. Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
Is
his
the
agent. His agent.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Black.
Man.
Jack
What a time
Black.
to be alive.
Jack Black, man.
Oh man.
That movie is like underrated roles for all of them in their careers. Like
1000%.
ain't no one talk about that movie, but damn.
Yeah. Oh man.
Next fight, guys. So we have Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. A part of me hopes that Waldo wins here because I would like to see some like fresh blood in the heavyweight division.
1000% agree.
Because it needs it. And Waldo is a striker. He has some nice hands, a good boxer. So there's a part of me that would like to see him win. But this man, the Polish bear or something, whatever, the Polish bear. Yeah, the polar bear, sorry. He may just get away with taking Waldo down and being too heavy on top guard and top position and may just look for a finish here because Spivak is a good finisher. And when he gets you on the ground, this man is always chasing a finish and he is a killer. But Spivak doesn't have classic wrestling takedowns. He is the body locks, get his hands clamped around your body, and he's going to toss you or he's going to trip you. And that's the way he kind of gets his takedowns. And I don't know if Waldo Acosta hasn't seen this level of MMA yet in his career. He has gone away with fighting lower level heavyweights in his career so far, and he's looked good. The Ryan Spann fight that he just came off of knocking him out. Ryan Spann is a natural 205er trying to find a good weight class for him and find somewhere to kind of have some success, but heavyweight is not where it's at if you're getting knocked out by Waldo. So again, Waldo may have some moments here, but I think Sergey Spivak is going to he's going to clamp up his body, get those hands, and just throw him to the ground and have his way. And no one really has taken Waldo down except DeLima, which was his last loss. And DeLima was kind of just getting those takedowns. He landed 5 takedowns on Acosta, and I think we kind of see the same thing here with Spivak and Waldo struggling with the takedowns and the pressure of Spivak. So, and it's crazy that Spivak is still 30 years old in the heavyweight division. This man's been in here for some years now.
Yeah.
So, give me Sergey Spivak to win, and I may try to look at oh my gosh.
So real quick on that.
Oh my.
From what I've been
gosh.
listening to this week, one of the bigger one of the majority of one of the things I've been hearing as far as a bet, a confident bet is Spivak by submission.
Plus 300.
Yeah, they're very Kenny Florian was very high on this. He's the most recent that I've listened to talk about this fight, but he was very high on that, and he said the only because he was similar to you. He's kind of Acosta, maybe he's got the hands, and he said if you don't trust that, you can cover yourself with because he if you want value, he said the only other bets are under 1.5 because that's Acosta's only way to victory and Acosta by KO. because if Acosta doesn't get him out of there in the first round, then it's just tailor-made for Spivak to either grind out a win over 3 rounds or to just sub him and get him out of there. So for, like you said, plus 300, yeah, plus 300 on the sub for Spivak that's decent value. But also the line is, I mean, the straight up line is close.
Yeah, it's close.
Minus 130s, 140s.
They don't get better than this on this card.
You know? So yeah.
This is a treat for us right now,
Facts.
guys. Yeah, I just think Spivak has fought the OGs and he's fought great competition. And yeah, he struggles with power punchers in this division, but I don't think Costa has that one punch knockout power. He is a boxer, yes, but he doesn't have that touch that may make Spivak hesitate to get in there and lock up something and get those takedowns. So, yeah, give me Spivak by shit. It would piss me off if like Spivak got his back and then started landing ground and pound, and then the ref stops it. that would piss me off. And we get a ref, we get a ref that's like 3 punches in. He's like, okay, that's it, and just calls it early. That would piss me off, man.
Yeah, that's one of those where like you see the assignments in the day, be like, let's see, let's take a look at your history real quick. But yeah, I mean, guys, I think honestly, just him money line is more than enough value, especially when you look at, like you just said, a lot of the numbers on this card. When you look at that, that's really good value for this card.
I'm seeing 150 minus 150, but I'm sure you can get a good line for Spivak
again.
On your sports book. So
130s to 140s. Yeah, Caesars actually 140.
Yeah,
right on the number.
Yeah,
so
straight money line. That's
good money. That's good money for this card.
Yeah. Next fight. I'm pretty excited for a fighter in this fight. We have Azamat Murzakanov. Goodness gracious. These Russian names are going to kill me one day. And then we have him against Brenson Ribeiro. Now, people may look at Azamat here and think he's 36 years old and Ribeiro has the reach advantage and he's the bigger fighter. He fights more and Azamat just kind of inactive here. But if you guys haven't seen Azamat work and fight, you won't understand the line. But I'm telling you right now, this man's striking and his footwork, he's going to get Ribeiro out of here by knockout. I'm telling you right now. Give me Azamat. Ribeiro.
You don't even need
brother.
No.
Brenton,
he said, I don't need to give you no analysis, no nothing. Just go put the money down. He gonna get you out. The nigga's name is The Professional, okay? That sounds like a sniper or a hitman or something, bro. The Professional, like he's gonna get you up out of here.
That's kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie. But one thing, guys, I do not see Brenton Ribeiro being a ranked fighter in the 205 division. That's just how I put it. This guy, like, he has had moments, but he's just kind of sloppy on the feet, and he can get hit and chinned. I think Azamat finds that chin, and he's gonna knock Ribeiro out. Like, I don't trust Ribeiro, guys. I don't know. And if Ribeiro wins, I'll shut my ass up. But right now, the Russian, the professional, gonna put a professional ass whooping and a professional punch through his chin.
Oh man, he about to climb up the rankings, huh? That boy, no. Hey man, get him in the top 10, bro. Get him in the top 10.
And this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, maybe they're trying to push Brenton to get a ranked, a number by his name. But I know Azamat doesn't fight, guys. I know he's very inactive, but this man's footwork and him closing the distance, this man throws nasty. Yeah, man, just it's not fair. I don't get this agenda of pushing Ribeiro in this weight class, but Azamat's not gonna let it happen. And I'll stop shitting on Ribeiro now.
Oh man! All right, damn the feature prelim.
The feature prelim is fire. We got Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. What a fight. Silva's a dog. Bruno Silva is an absolute dog. Um, but you know, this man can get hit. He's hittable, very hittable, actually. If you're getting outstruck and almost getting knocked out by Cody
Cody
Durden,
Durden, man.
I don't know, man. Joshua Van is he's moving through this flyweight division pretty
Dude,
nicely.
he is active.
Woo!
Man, my man loves to fight.
23 years old, bro.
He is cashing in early, bro.
I'm like, it's giving me young Max Holloway vibes, and at 145, like this man is just on it. Like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm healed up. Let's go. Book me again.
Yeah,
And he doesn't care where it is, if it's Apex or whatever. Like this man loves to fight. And I know people try to get behind Bruno Silva this week, but I think Joshua Van is just at a different place right now. The boxing, the hands, the output. If he does, I know he's a slow starter, and that may be the only thing that is kind of a weak spot in his game, but he really does make it up in rounds 2 and 3. And I know it's pretty risky to fight that way, but I think that's something he can grow out of.
I think I thought he fought because the last fight when he fought Saruya.
Yeah.
They brought in Saruya and tried to really,
push.
Yeah, man, and Van, and maybe that had something to do with it. The fact that it was like, oh, y'all think you're just gonna bring this new dude in on my nah. But yeah, like
yeah, man, like Joshua Van is that nice. And at 23 years old, I think he can fight. He's gonna fight for a belt, maybe in the next 2 years, maybe. And we get to see what happens in the flyweight division later this month. But
yeah,
I think this is a good showing, and I like the placement of this fight for Joshua Van right before the pay-per-view. Eyes are there, the crowd's there. I think he's gonna put on a special performance and get a finish here. Bruno Silva, if Joshua Van was landing those punches that Cody Durden was landing on Silva, Silva would have been out. So Joshua Van has that power to finish fights, and I think Silva's gonna get out of here. So yeah, give me Joshua Van by knockout, and I may look like a round 2, maybe round 3-ish finish here if you want to get a little spicy with it.
I like it.
But yeah. Let's work our way up to the pay-per-view card for UFC 316. If you're listening to us on the YouTube channel, hopefully you hit that subscribe button and show some love in the comment section. That would help us kind of boost the algorithm of this breakdown. And if you are hearing this or watching this on Spotify, hit the follow button on the podcast and hit the 5 stars for your boys. That would also help out getting us out there in the world and more ears, please. Yes. So to open up UFC 316 pay-per-view card, we have Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. I'm gonna go straight to you, my guy. We've talked about Kevin Holland a lot on this podcast. So a lot of not good things, but how do you feel?
It's the same old shit with Kevin Holland this week. Like all I've heard from him is I'm here to talk my shit and fight and collect a check. He's like, that's what they want me here for. That's what I'm here to do. Look, man, and it's tough because he's coming off a win. Like it's Gunnar Nelson, but he's coming off a win, and you have. I think this is the UFC looking at Vincent Luke and saying, all right, this is your chance to prove to us. We're giving you another chance to prove to us that if we give you a little step up in competition, that you can handle it, that you'll get another top 10-ish type of guy. Because so far, every time we've thrown you one of those top 10 type of guys, it hasn't gone outside of, I guess, Dos Anjos, but
He's a very small welterweight.
That's
Though,
what I
so
mean,
yeah.
and not that's it's an older Dos Anjos even at that point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but every time you take that top 10 step up, you get scorched. You go down to a Kevin Holland who doesn't give a shit about professional fighting, who just shows up. I mean, that's harsh. I mean, obviously he does. He still goes through training camps. He still takes it seriously. It's his job, but his heart, it's not a passion for him anymore. Like, I feel like it should be if you're gonna be great at a sport like this.
I mean, we've come around people because me and Drew both play sports in high school and stuff like that. We've come around people who don't go to practice, who don't have the greatest like shoe wear during practice, and they still jumping out the gym, dunking. Just
Those are the
naturally,
ones you need to worry about the most.
just talented and just show up and don't even go to the weight room or anything.
Uh,
That's kind of like a Kevin Holland. Like Kevin Holland can like just show
uh,
up and just do something. It's like, oh gosh, bro, like he's here again. And then he may come again, and when he meets his match and someone better, he just looks like, oh, you haven't been fighting or been working out, or so.
like, don't get it twisted. Like, go back, man. Since the okay, so Hamzat's when it started, right?
Mm.
Or he's 4-6 in his last 10 since that. And that was a big payday. Then he got Wonder Boy. And then it just kind of, I mean, he had JDM in there, and they tried to throw him one with Venom,
But that's
with that fight, and it just.
but it gets messy because Kevin Holland's been going back and forth to middleweight, trying to find
Yeah, true,
and
true.
he fails at 185. So I don't know.
I
I know, bro.
this to me, honestly, too, like to me, this is the toughest one
It is. It really is.
on the card for me because, like you said, it's which Kevin Holland is going to show up, and for me, from what I've seen and heard this week, the Kevin Holland that's just here to get a check is the one who's going to show up. So give me Vincent Luke.
Love it. I absolutely love it. So I know Kevin Holland is at welterweight, and that's where he's kind of thrived in his career. He hasn't had so much success at middleweight. Um, again, I just can't trust Kevin Holland anymore. I'm done trusting it. Minus 280 on a guy who is a 50-50 fighter when it comes to fight day. Absolutely not.
That's crazy work, man.
And I know people worry about Vicente Luque and his brain bleeding and stuff like that, but coming from someone who's had that same thing, a brain bleed in high school, all it takes for it to heal is not do anything for a few months and let your brain heal properly, not putting any strain on your brain, and your brain's good. If it was still bleeding and will still issue, I don't think we see Vicente Luque.
Absolutely not. There's no way through all the
No,
strenuous tests
not.
and stuff and all the doctors, UFC, like absolutely not.
So you have to be a couch potato basically and not put any strain on your brain for your brain to heal. That's coming from someone who had that in high school. So
First-hand experience, yo.
So I think Vicente Luque is fine, and they try to disrespect Luque, giving them Themba Garimbo, and Vicente submitted Themba in like under a minute.
52 seconds.
Come
Got
on
him
now.
out of there.
I think they just trying to. I think they think he's done, and they try to push Garimbo and The Rock's favorite fighter, Garimbo. So I think Vicente's fine, and I know he's getting older. I get it. There's only one age difference, and I know the 33 versus 32-year-old Vicente may have a little bit more miles on the body, but I think Vicente is okay. And if this fight gets to the ground, I don't know if Kevin Holland's going to be okay on the ground with someone who is good on the ground like Vicente Luque. I know Kevin Holland has been lucky throwing up submissions and getting lucky and submitting the old J Chuck guy. And I just don't think Kevin Holland is here to fight. Give me someone who's here to show up and who still cares about his UFC career. Give me Vicente Luque, a good sized dog again at plus 230. What I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I think Vicente Luque. I think Kevin Holland may land some good straight shots. I think Vicente Luque does find some takedowns here. And I think Kevin Holland just has some trouble dealing with the grappling and just being on his back. Making moments while he's on his back, making gestures to the crowd,
throwing from the bottom.
Oh, I'm good. But you're losing the fight, bro.
Yeah, he might throw some wild stuff. The elbows up from the body. He's got the long limbs and stuff. He might, but it's all going to be empty, you know.
So I still have faith in Vicente. So give me the underdog here. My favorite bet is just money line straight.
Yeah.
Vicente Luque. I believe that's dog number 3 for me. Yes,
Big
it is.
Dogs.
Goodness gracious. All right, man. Next fight, we have Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. So before Patchy Mix entered the picture and was added to this card, this pay-per-view was like, it's cool. I'm still gonna buy it, of course, and support, and I'm still gonna watch it. But when Patchy Mix was added to this card, my excitement for this card went through the roof. I'm a big fan of Patchy Mix. He is coming from a different organization with Bellator. He did his thing in Bellator, a great champion. And he is with Tatiana Suarez. Anyways, just I don't know why it's a fact I had to throw in there.
I mean, they're throwing it out there pretty heavy this week with UFC. They're like, hey, no, he's good over here, guys. He's with one of ours. Like, all right.
So Patchy isn't really known for his striking. He has a knockout win in in his last 5 fights. I believe there's been 1 knockout win. But he's not really a striker. He can strike, but it's not his bread and butter. But the submission game, the jiu-jitsu game is where he thrives. And I think if Patchy Mix is in those same situations as Jose Aldo was with Mario Batista, and Batista holding Aldo, Patchy Mix is very, very active in the clinch with knees, elbows. He's really there to look for snatch up a neck. He will snatch up your neck. Just even if he doesn't have the right proper grip on it, he will just grab it and then rework it and just kind of work it in and just make sure it's tight. So Patchy Mix is he's like that with the grappling. So I think Mario Batista is getting heavily disrespected, especially by Patchy Mix this week. Mario is a good fighter. I think he's a good striker as well. But I just believe in the prospect here, not the new person coming to the UFC here. I think Patchy Mix is going to make his stand and kind of have a good finish here and get his name thrown into the 135 picture really quick. So give me Patchy Mix by submission here.
He's got a chip on his shoulder, man.
He definitely does. And his whole interview media week is just he's already.
We know you're a 3-time champ, bro. We get it. You failed to mention that you lost a welterweight title fight too, or a title fight over the bantamweight title fight.
Mm-hmm.
Pitbull, MVP, Michael Chandler.
A lot of people coming over to the UFC from the same organization that Patchy Mix is from.
Hector Lombard.
Oh God.
Ben Askren.
Oh, that's the worst trade in
oh man. I mean, look, my heart says Batista. Something else tells me Patchy Mix. I think, okay, here's the thing. The reason why I dig it with Ilya is because I've seen it. I've seen it at the top level. I've seen him do it to the best. So when he talks that shit and he talks crazy. Ilya talks, when you think about it, Ilya talks crazy. Ilya talks like a psychopath.
With a smile.
Like he talks with a straight face and a smile, like he's telling you exactly what's gonna happen. It is crazy. We'll get to that in a couple weeks. But with Patchy, I don't like it because it's the chip on the shoulder. It's the New York. It's the loud. It's the sub out his jiu-jitsu. He's not gonna. You're saying with Batista in the Aldo fight. That's the main fight that they've been showing him critiquing this week, and how he's saying like he's not gonna be able to do that against me on the cage. He's not. I'm not gonna let him get away with that.
Man, if it does though,
Uh,
boy.
so that's part of it though, right? Is that now he also has barked a lot this week, so he's got a lot. Like you better show your ass, bro. Like you set the bar very high. I'm still gonna ride with him. I think I might ride with him in a I don't know that the fight's gonna be flashy or like crazy exciting,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll ride with you. I'm gonna ride off the strength of you fucking with Patchy. I'm gonna ride with that. Like I said, head, Patchy, heart, Batista, because I just want to shut him up and then I want to catch Tati out here in these Vegas streets when they get back home from Jersey and be like, look, you
And
need something bigger than 135 pounds, baby girl. All right. Show you what a man can do.
and I know I've been on record and saying, Pitbull was gonna beat Yair, stuff like that. I get it, guys. I don't have the best record of saying these Bellator fighters are gonna, do great, but I think they are just in different times in their careers, Apache and Pitbull. So give me some slack, goddammit. But this fight is favored to go the distance and to decision. So I guess, but can Mario keep that distance and just kind of strike this out? Or can Patchy close the distance and throw something there and just kind of work on locking up a sub from the back or standing up and stuff like that? So I believe in the jujitsu of Patchy Mix, and I am buying the hype, and I have watched the film of him and him being Sergio Pettis and stuff like that. Like I'm believing the hype and I'm believing what I see. And like, I think Patchy is nice, man. I think he's going to do it. So give me Patchy Mix by submission plus 240.
Like it.
Next fight, we have a rebook. We have Kevin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer, the man who hates Mexico. This man is no longer invited to Mexico, guys. Keep Joe Pyfer out of Mexico, please. This man is just going off on Mexico for no damn reason.
I mean, look, hey, he got sick. He had
a bad taco.
He had the bad food. Yeah, man. Like, look.
It may, I guess I would do it, I guess.
He did go off though. That was hilarious.
that whole thing was out of pocket,
that
though.
boy went off, man.
But what do you think about this?
I think that I think Kelvin Gastelum is just one of the most overrated fighters ever, man. I think he hit at the perfect time when 85 was just absolute dog shit. And he had an absolute fraud as the champion of the division. He's a Hall of Famer off of it, which is crazy to say. Yeah, man, he's Calvin Gastelum is a Hall of Famer because of that Izzy fight.
Great performer, then. Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, but came up short all the time. Like, I've never understood the hype with him. I've never got it. He's always just a pudgy. You know what he is? He reminds me of Rudy. He's better, obviously. But just because he's not. Again, he's just a pudgy. Like if you walked by, this is why I don't like fight in public. It's because if I walk by Calvin Gastelum in Smith's and he like bumped my cart or something, I'm like, I think it was really good because he's just some dude with love handles like me that just like a little short, goofy dude. But he'll put the bits on me, but I think he's mad overrated. I say all that to say I think he's mad overrated. I think he just came along at a perfect time. I think Joe Pyfer beats the dog shit out of Kelvin Gastelum. Pyfer looks focused, man. He looks today. I caught the back end of the press conference today, and then the face offs after the press conference this afternoon. And yeah, man, Pyfer looks focused. He looks like he's ready to take a step, like to really start ascending and climbing up.
Philly, you know
Yeah,
where I'm
man.
from.
And I mean to bounce back too after you got your own night, with Hermanson and you lose and you bounce back with a big win with over Marc Andre Barrio. Like, yeah, man. Sign me up with I'll buy Piper stock, man, all day.
Nice. So when this fight was booked for Mexico, I was worried about Joe Pyfer in that altitude. I thought it was going to affect him because Gaslam, he is durable and he has.
Boy,
I think he has.
tank,
I
dude.
think he has one of the best chins, top 10 chin in UFC. This man just does not go out. He hasn't been knocked out. I don't think so.
Rudy. Just keeps coming at you. Can't keep him down.
I know Pyfer has big power. Okay. I know the hands are good. But man, that submission line is calling my name at +3 something. And I think he gets it done. I think he has his way with the grappling, and I think he gets his fight to the ground. Gaslam has been submitted already a few times in his career and hasn't looked good on the ground. I don't think he has ever evolved on the ground in his game so far in his career. Joe Pyfer is known for the big power, but he also has a ground game because he does train with Sean Brady, those boys, and I think he gets I think locks up submission on Kevin Gaslam. So give me Joe Pyfer to maybe club and sub. I think he does put a big hit on Kelvin's chin, and I think he just kind of looks for the takedowns. And I think he has his takedowns easy in this fight. This dude is huge, bro. Like arms, this is jacked.
They looked when they faced off today.
Bro.
Yeah. He looks the part, but Gaslam looked bummy and looked like he had a big old jacket on. Pyfer got his suit on today. He just looks. They look like different weight classes. It was crazy. It looked like a 205er and a 70er.
Now I don't think the opposition and the name. I know the name's going to carry weight with Kevin Gaslam and Joe Pyfer being Gaslam. I think it's gonna, but skill wise, it should not even close. Yeah, man, I think Joe Pyfer's going to show out in front of the crowd, and I think his name's going to be thrown around in this middleweight division. And I think it's he's 20 years old. Holy crap! Yeah, this division's
man.
Joe. Let's go, Joe.
Buy the stock. That's what I'm saying. I'll buy the stock now, man.
Yeah, give me Joe Pyfer by submission here. And to move into the co-main event of the evening, we have the champ Juliana Pena versus and defending her belt versus Kayla Harrison. Oh boy. I thought Pena lost her last fight against Pennington.
It's Rocky.
Again, I thought Rocky did enough to get those rounds, man. I was shocked at the decision for Pena to win, but Pena is she's a dog, man. And this is one thing you can't take away from her. Even though you can talk all this shit, she knows how to sell a fight. She can talk and sell a fight like crazy. And she's a dog. She has all heart. It's hard. You can count her out all you want, but the heart that she has is just insane. I love it. But I just when Kayla Harrison was signed to the UFC, I was just like, oh well, she's gonna be champion next. Just give her some time, rack up some wins, and I think this is gonna be done. And I want Kayla Harrison to win because this sets up Harrison versus Nunes for later this year, I believe. So Amanda Nunes has already confirmed that she's coming back. A Kayla Harrison win will excite Amanda Nunes coming back, even though she's already anxious and willing to get back in there. But a new, some competition, a fresh face like Kayla Harrison will excite Amanda Nunes to get back here, and it's going to be a great fight. They're going to the promo for that's going to be insane. But again, Juliana Pena, I think her way to winning this is hoping that Kayla Harrison just kind of gasses out, in the championship rounds, and Pena coming on strong rounds 4 and 5, and hoping that she gets another decision win here, or locks up a sub on a tired Kayla Harrison. And that's one thing that worries me with this is Kayla Harrison cutting the weight, because making bantamweight is tough for Kayla Harrison.
Yeah,
she was fighting at 155, I believe, at PFL, which is insane. basically just had that division open for Kayla Harrison, basically. So cutting that 135 is hard. So I think it's not the best weight cut, but she's looking like she's making it work. I just think she's dialed in, bro. Yeah, the striking is meh. It's okay, it's doable. It could help her get to the where she wants to be, which is getting those takedowns and just being a pressure fighter and getting the ground and pound off on the ground. Um, so I am gonna go and new here. I really try to work my way to Pena pulling an upset here, but I just can't see it, dog. I really tried, but I can't. Yeah.
She's the Conor McGregor of women's MMA.
Nice.
Got the belt. I mean, the only difference with McGregor was, I mean, at least his win and reign was more legit than hers. But the skill set, let's be honest, like because in retrospect, Conor sucked. Conor wasn't that nice. He was an insane counter striker.
That's
Great counter
that's it.
striker.
That's it.
But he didn't evolve with the game.
Absolutely not.
Like he was a one-trick pony.
And we saw how fast it passed him up.
Quick.
So
Real life comes at you quick. Pena, she, like you said, man, she sells fights. She sells fights with her mouthpiece. This week has been no different. I think Kayla looks super focused. Again, this is all part of the plan. This was meant to be.
set in stone, guys.
Pena should have lost her last fight. This shouldn't even be, it should be Rocky and Harrison. The only bummer about this is that we won't get to see Pena get her face beaten by Nunez again, except this time knock her out instead of just completely dominating her 50-43. Like, I think that this will be one of the most lopsided title fights in UFC history. No matter how it ends, I think it probably is quick. I'm probably gonna sprinkle some like real early Harrison money. I think she'll beat the shit out of this girl. I think she'll eventually find a way to get her hands on her, and once she does, she'll get her down, and it's a wrap. It's just a matter of when she can get her hands on her. But I don't think this is. I don't see this one going long.
Yeah.
And if it does, it's just gonna be Pena running.
And you see Pena, she has 6 submission wins, but I'm telling you guys right now, she has capitalized on fighters who are fatigued and or who are just lower level fighters when it comes to the jiu-jitsu game. But when she is not being the bully and she's getting beat on and she's on her back, she cannot move, bro. It's hard for her to reverse and spring up and it's hard for her. And I just don't believe in her to get Brock Lesnar, Kayla Harrison off and buck her off to create space to throw up something. I think Harrison knows how Juliana Pena can win this fight, and that's throwing up a submission to Hail Mary. She's going to be ready. I think Kayla Harrison is ready for this. She's wanted it. So, and new. And I may look at that plus 300 win by KO TKO.
That's a nice one, man. I like that one a lot.
Oof.
I like that one a lot.
Prop City, here we come, baby.
Oof.
Anything else on this fight?
Nah, man.
Let's
Like I said,
go.
Harrison domination, man. Straight up.
The main event, the rematch, Merab Dvalishvilil defending his belt versus Sean O'Malley. If you are what you say you are.
The hardest walkout currently.
Hey, that when that shit hits.
I'm telling you, man. It's still that one and John Jones when he lets God gave me style when he lets that play. Like those are top notch ones, man.
I love when songs really make the entrance, dog. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go to you for this. Start it off.
This one's gonna be tough. This was the tough. I don't know, but not toughest one for me to call because, all right, spoiler alert. I think Merab's gonna win. I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I'm trying to see things this week, and I have seen a couple things that before he touched down in Jersey, Merab looked kind of just when he was still local. He just looked a little off. He seemed off. He said the cut has been rough. I listened to a clip of him earlier. He was talking to Volk, uh, exclaiming how he would rather stay and kill himself at 35 than move up to 45 and fight Volk,
Goodness
which
gracious.
is telling, right? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Uh, but he said that the cut has been rough. I want to use that as motivation to pick Sean because my heart wants Sean to win. Uh, Also, part of that is looking at like the Patty Pimblett model, and I'm big on fighters' personal lives. And Sean is super focused, man. He cut out the
Man.
bullshit. Like he all the way down to scaring his daughter because she doesn't like it when he's has his natural hair color. Because he's just rocking the natty.
It's the little stuff, man.
That's whatever it takes for you to they did the earlier this week, they did the simulation at his gym where like they did the whole walkout and the crowd noise.
Mhm.
Like whatever it takes to get you there. People might look at it, think it's corny or think it's whatever, or self-involved or think it's goofy. Like, if that's what it takes for him to get there mentally, that's what it takes. I really want to believe in all of that. I really want to believe with the new son. He's built the new house. He's more zen. He's not smoking. He's not all that. Like it's been a quiet, what, 9 months since Noche? Like 9-ish months.
Yeah,
It's
just
been a
about.
minute. I mean, Marab's already defended who's supposed to be the boogeyman of the division, and I thought smoked his boots. I haven't understood. I never understood the backlash after that fight of Umar. What like? And I thought Marab smoked him.
I so I'm kind of like you. Like I'm like maybe I'm picking Sean, but like I cannot get that Umar what Marab did to Umar.
Like,
That
bruh,
performance was insane.
he was proving a point with that shit. Like
He outlanded a striker and
the supposed to be the striker of the
the
division.
striker and out wrestled Nurmagomedov. Like man, I don't think people are looking at that Umar performance like that. Like this man just beat Umar. He whooped Umar's
He
ass.
whooped Umar, and the last time we saw O'Malley, he's getting his ass spanked by this nigga, man.
And I think people look at cardio like, oh, cardio is like this and that, but oh, the wrestling, but cardio is huge, guys. And I think people kind of overlook that until they get in the octagon with this machine and they're just tired by round 3. And this guy's, oh, let's go 5 more. Like
You,
the machine is real, guys.
you know what? I I heard one thing today. There was one other thing for today that I was trying to really like grasp at. O'Malley had surgery after the first fight, right? He was hurt in the
Oh
first
yeah,
fight.
hip, right?
It was some with his hip or like his
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he had issue, right? So either way, he had surgery. So I'm like, all right, he wasn't 100% in the first fight. Dealing with a wrestler too, with somebody who's going to press you like that, and just not being able to work cardio fully because yeah, like your hip, you can't just press it as much. I'm trying to hold on to that. Also today, I learned because he said it in the embedded that the game plan of the first fight was to just knock him out.
Which was insane. Come on, Tim. Tim, what do we
That is
you can't kill this guy.
just knock him out. That to me says two things though. The main thing it says is, hey, they didn't take him serious. Either they didn't take him seriously, or they were scared as shit of him, and they were just like, "This is the only way we can beat this guy. Is we have to knock him out. We can't wrestle with him.
Mm.
We can't do the endurance thing with him. We have to get him up out of here that way." And I don't know if that's game plan around injury. I don't know if it's disrespect. I don't know what that is because he didn't fully get into that. What I do know is that again, looking for reasons for an O'Malley win. Hopefully, the game plan is completely different this time because you learned there's nothing you can do with him, nothing at all, and maybe that's why they were scared. I don't know. I just it's gonna sound like a cop out, but like until I see it, I can't believe it. Because watching the Merab, like, dude, the dude has the most appropriate name. Like he's a machine. He just go, and his striking is getting better. His defense is getting better. It's like he's trying to push himself to become a more well-rounded fighter and evolve. And he said something weird today where he said he was going to take Sean's fame, which like I think he hates that he's not the star he wants to be and thinks he should be.
Yeah. Okay.
Because let's be real, like if you can understand him better, because he's a fucking spaz. He's super like, bro. I guarantee if we drove around this area long enough, we could find the garage door open to see this nigga training. Like we could run into him if we wanted to, and he would love it. Like he's what you want in a champion. He's nuts though, and but man, he's like I still believe O'Malley's a superstar, man. There's something there.
It's that just
Uh
a natural.
it's the charisma, something
It's
there's
just
something
something.
there.
Yeah.
But man, Merab, I think Merab can and much in an argument against what a lot of I've seen this week on socials. I think it is time, especially if he wins. I think it's already time to we need to start like moving conversations forward with him. Is like let's see him clear out a division and really like start talking about him as because man, he's gonna start flirting with
Dom Cruz,
being
it might be
great.
time to move on, brother.
Like he's gonna start getting there with it. He needs the division to come move along with him, but I mean he's getting there, man.
Aldo, Yan, Cejudo, O'Malley won, Nurmagomedov. His last 5. Insane,
What a
bro.
run, man.
Insane. And the list doesn't stop there. But that's the latest 5
Yeah,
fights
that's
from
just the
Merab.
last 5.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
and to think of like what he's done in those within those fights. Like the performances.
Domination. Out wrestling a gold medalist, Henry Cejudo.
Oh, yeah. Like
Again,
he's
yeah.
dude.
I'm gonna go with you, bro. I just have to. All these little things are great. What O'Malley's doing to get the mindset right for this fight because it is huge. That can play a factor, but skill for skill, I Marab's last performance against Umar, and we have to not like think like Marab's not growing as a fighter as well with each defense, every training camp. He's adding some tools, and we saw the striking that he put on Umar and the timing of the overhand rights and capitalizing on a tired and fatigued fighter. I'm not going to believe that because O'Malley stopped smoking, his cardio is all of a sudden magical and it's amazing. O'Malley just sparring, he's still breathing hard. So put
Well,
that.
and how do you replicate Barab's energy? Like, do you just one training partner goes for 30 seconds every time? Like, you can't replicate that.
It's just one of those things like you talk that game until you get in front of that person and you see what it's actually like. I know O'Malley had that first fight and he wasn't 100%. I get that, but Merab is growing, bro. And that cardio is something dangerous. Cardio is something you cannot escape no matter how good you are. And I think Merab wins by decision here. And I just have to see it to believe it if Sean O'Malley is really there.
Exactly.
So I had O'Malley written down on my notes to win because I kind of wanted to believe, but as far as this breakdown goes, and I'm gonna go with the champ here to keep his belt, and he may be considered the GOAT of 135.
The only thing that made me want to say the main thing is sorry, I should say. Like I said, I was grasping it a lot. I heard O'Malley say that it was more important for him to beat Merab than to get his belt back. And again, things like that, like they pull at me because I'm like, man, That's some real shit.
Plus,
but also, like, Merab's different, man. This is all Merab has. Merab just trains and fight and just that. He ain't got no lady. He's a weirdo, bro. He strolls through the neighborhood looking to kick it. Like just looking for random people to kick it with. This is what he does, man. He's different, dude. He is different.
I'll say this though, because my pick is the champ. If I'm doing good on Saturday night with my bets and I have some money, I'm gonna sprinkle something
Uncle
on
Earl, man.
I'm gonna sprinkle something on O'Malley just because the striking is still striking. He did hurt him in the first fight at round 5 with the kick to the body.
Yeah.
I think they might try to go to the body in this fight again, and that might just be something that opens up the headshots. That may be something, okay, but
man, I hope they took that 5th round as a whole and just said, man, here, like let's, because again, the game plan the first time was just knock him out. Like just take. You've seen it now. Now work around it. Yeah. That's the only advantage I feel like they have in this fight.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man. I just can't. I rewatching the Umar and Merab fight. I was just like, dude, I can't go against the guy. Like I can't. So my pick is the champ by decision. I will sprinkle something if I'm up on Saturday night on the challenger. So yeah, man. Can we go over the final picks for UFC 316? And as you guys heard during that whole breakdown, I did have some juicy underdogs. Came out swinging in the beginning. So let's start with the picks, starting from the bottom, work our way to the top. To kick off the night, I have UFC debut Mark Chowinski, underdog number 1. I have Yanel Ashmos, dog number 2, big dog. Next fight, I have Joe Sang-yu. I have Wayne Kong winning. I have Chaos Williams. That may be a fight. I do a pick switch. Just follow the social media accounts in the descriptions, and I post them on fight day. Next fight, I have Sergey Spivak. I have Azamat Murzakanov. Goodness gracious.
The professional.
The professional.
The professional, dad.
I have Joshua Van. Next fight, open up the pay-per-view card. We have Vicente Luque.
Man, get it
number
done,
3.
bro. Get it done for the culture,
please,
Vicente.
please. I'm taking Patchy Mix. We're going Joe Pyfer. In the co-main, we got Kayla Harrison and New. And in the main event, we both have and still Merab Dvalishvilil with another title defense.
And we lined up on the main card, man.
Yeah.
We lined up.
So those are the picks. That is the breakdown for UFC 316. Again, guys, please drop some comments in the comment section. Get the algorithm going. Let me know your thoughts on the fights as well. We can have some good back and forths here, but don't be a dickhead. I will block you from the channels. I'm just saying. Some of you MMA fans are just too much, bro. Get your feelings hurt.
I like Eminem fans.
Goodness gracious. But again, hopefully we have earned your sub with this breakdown. Hit the sub button, like the video, comment on YouTube, and if you're listening to this on audio with Spotify, hit the follow button on the podcast and hit that 5 stars before you guys and get us more around the world and some more ears can hear us. So we appreciate you guys and your time, and we'll see you guys on the next breakdown.
Sir.